Hi, Big Tractor Power fans. This video comes to you from a cornfield located in western Kentucky, where a Class 8 CLAAS Lexion 8600 combine is harvesting the crop 16 rows at a time. In this presentation, I would like to take viewers for a ride in the combine's cab to look at all of the machine's features. But first, let's take a quick look at some facts and specifications on the combine. The 8600 Lexion is manufactured in Omaha, Nebraska. It was introduced to the North American market in model year 2019 and remains a current product in 2024. CLAAS is also marking the production of its 500,000th combine this year. The 8600 is powered by an MAN D26 12.4 liter 757.9 cubic inch engine rated at 506 engine horsepower, and it offers a power boost up to 542 horsepower when the combine encounters tough harvesting conditions. It is fitted with a 303-gallon diesel fuel tank and a 29-gallon diesel emission fluid tank for clean engine solutions. The 8600 has a 67-inch wide threshing drum, two rotors that are each 17.5 inches in diameter and 13.75 feet in length. It's fitted with a 425 bushel grain tank on the wheeled model, and the tracked version has a 510 bushel grain tank that unloads through a 31-foot unloading auger, pouring the grain out at 5.1 bushels per second. According to CLAASofamerica.com, the base list price for a model year 2024 8600 Lexion combine with wheels is $792,291. When it's upgraded to the TerraTrack option, the list price is $924,096. The CLAAS 1630 Cornhead comes at a cost of $199,530. I'm up in the cab of the CLAAS 8600 Lexion combine, and it's equipped with a 16-row cornhead harvesting 40 feet at a time, and it's out in the field with 5 S780 John Deere combines. And these CLAAS machines are always impressive. We can see the combine has great visibility. It has a 3-stage mirror that allows for excellent visibility of the dual wheels in the lower portion. The center section provides a view of the residue coming out of the back of the combine and the approaching grain cart, as well as the top view giving a good line of sight on the 425 bushel grain bin. And I'm here with Ryan from CLAAS. It's always great to see a Lexion out in the field like this, so a lot of technology. Just to look back here while the grain bin is still empty, which I know it'll fill fast here. Great visibility from the cab. And I also noticed you have a camera right here where you can watch the residue coming out in the back. So a lot of options for visibility.
Yep.
Right from the start.
That camera up there is actually mounted to the unload auger too, so when we swing that out, it'll swing around so we can get a good visual inside of the grain cart as well. So we're running along here the demo today with these John Deere combines. We are riding alongside them. They, from what I understand from their operators, they are maxed out about 3 miles an hour. We running along, and we're only running about 40% engine load maintaining speed with them. So we do have a lot more power in the tank to go. We just need to clear our green and yellow traffic jam.
Yeah, we can see that out there with all the combines running. A Class 8 on a 16 row is definitely got its work cut out for it. But now, what is this considered a Class 8 machine as well?
It is, yep. So we're comparing apples to apples. You'll notice we're on wheels today instead of tracks, and like you said, we are a Class 8 combine, so we're as equal as we can be.
So if you were just running by yourself, what kind of speed would this typically run at with a 16 row, or what could you get out of it and still do a good quality job?
We'll run about 5 miles an hour on the other side of the field, so somewhere around there we'll run about 70% engine load, and that seemed to be the sweet spot. You can see on the monitor here we're running 3.5 currently, and we have nothing to speak of.
What kind of corn is going through it right now?
That's a good question. I know we're on a Pioneer test crop, but I'm not entirely sure what it is that what variety we're harvesting.
Oh, you can see down here it looks like it's about 15% moisture today,
It is
so
15%,
it's
yeah.
drying down pretty quick.
Over here.
So your control and everything is right here, and it seems pretty seamless. Just pick up speed and move.
Yep, almost everything's on the C-Motion handle. Anything I need to do on the screen, adjustment-wise, I can just tap on the particular piece I want to adjust. You can currently see that my A's on the screen there are green. That means we're running CMOS, and so the combine is making its own adjustments as we go through the field.
Oh, that's nice feature. So then we've also got guidance on it, so it's taking over and
Yep.
running through.
Yeah, it's steering off of the sensors on the head, so it's the most accurate way to steering corn and follow the road as we drive along.
So one thing I always liked about CLAAS is you have this windshield wiper here that cleans the whole window.
No, yep. So 360 degrees basically.
Very nice.
We do get feedback that the motor is probably in the way of your line of sight, but it's one of those things you get used to, and you actually look above it more than you look below it.
Right. No, I hardly noticed it. Thought it's nice to have that cleaning feature.
It is.
So I see we're moving along right now, and
Yep.
it's ground covered, 40 feet at a time.
Yep. Last went up a little spike there when we came down that hill. We'll back off there in a second. There we go.
So this unloads grain pretty fast too. What kind of length auger does it have? And
So this particular one has a 32-foot unload tube on it, and we're unloading at 5.1 bushel per second.
that's moving a lot of corn,
Yep.
which is very helpful here in Western Kentucky because they want to clear this off and start getting some winter wheat.
This is true. Yep. That's the main goal here, is to get the corn off as quick as possible so that they've got somewhere to put the winter wheat. Right.
Seamless.
Yep. It's the first time I've ever done that, so I'm glad that went as well as it did.
Good job. can see right here the orange beacon light alerts the grain cart operator that the grain bin is nearing its capacity, and it'll be time to start unloading on the go.
You also see our cameras pointing out.
And we can see the cart coming right up here. Having that camera really helps you fill all the corners of the cart.
It does, yep. And then we have spouters on a actuator, so I can flick it forward and backwards to really reach those far corners of the cart and get it where you can't feel.
The corn is just pouring out of this bin and empties out very quickly. It's nice to have all those options when you're moving corn out that fast and the cart's filling up.
That definitely helps. You got to kind of be 4 seconds ahead of when you need to turn it off when you're topping off the cart like that, just because there's so much corn coming out.
Now, does the auger have a clean out feature as well? So you
It does, yeah. When I tap the button, it will run for 7 seconds before it turns off to make sure it really cleans out.
Yep, that's nice, so you don't have any extra just dribbling out in the field.
That is helpful, yeah. And then wet corn as well. It's really nice. You're not carrying all that extra weight in your unload tube.
Now on the corn head, we can see these two fingers right there in between the rows as we approach the next pass, and that will help the auto guide sense the row and follow right along without having to steer the steering wheel. So what is that technology for CLAAS as far as being able to have the auto guidance and following the rows?
Yeah, so that technology we've had for a long time. It's just a row feeler on the head that'll steer the combine. What is new and exciting right now at CLAAS is that come the first of the month we are launching our new CLAAS Connect. So our mobile app and computer app that's going to be able to tell you all of the data and information on your machines. You'll be able to see what the combine is doing right from the palm of your hand. Integrated with that as well, CLAAS is also launching its own steering system called the CLAAS 1200. So we will have that available for next build year in tractors initially, and then combines after that. So it's an exciting move for us on the technology front.
Well, it's definitely something to always be improving. It's just amazing what the capability of these machines are.
Absolutely, yep. We're kind of ahead of the game as far as combine automation goes, but we've been a little bit behind the game as far as steering systems. So having our own system is definitely a step in the right direction for us.
And today you're demoing on a all John Deere farm, so I see you have the John Deere monitor, not to take away from the new CLAAS tech.
Yep.
So that it's pretty easy to plug and play if you're running John Deere corn planters to also include that on a CLAAS combine.
Yep, so that's something that we're big on at CLAAS, is being open source. We know that the CLAAS monitor isn't necessarily going to be a fit for everyone, so we want to make it so that our machines fully integrate with everyone's fleet. So this farm, for example, it's all green and yellow, but by having this, we don't lose anything on their technology point of view the farm is looking for and wants to continue to have.
And that's nice, is we can look out the window and see there's a bunch of combines here, but you're actually able to track them, and
yep,
you got that dark blue line where you just came off of with the lighter blues.
Yep,
where the other ones were.
The names here are all the other combines in the field, so it works really nicely. We can see all of each other's information, and even though I'm in a different machine, I can can still share all of my information to the other machines in the field and create a full picture when it comes time to look at the yield data and make description maps.
Oh, that's very nice, especially for customers that are new to CLAAS or want a CLAAS combine but run another brand of equipment.
Yep, absolutely. It makes it a lot nicer of an integration for the customer to be able to switch back and forth between these different technologies and see what fits in their farm.
So one of the impressive things about this combine is the threshing system. What can you tell me about CLAAS's setup for that?
So CLAAS combines use what we call a hybrid threshing system. So it's a conventional threshing drum and with a twin rotor for separation. So all of that crop is threshed in the threshing side. The rotors are solely for separation. And what that means is we are able to do we're able to increase capacity. We're also able to go in a lot of different conditions where some combines wouldn't be able to run. We can set the rotor and the threshing independently of each other, so that does give us a lot of variability and lots of variability as well.
Well, it's an impressive setup, and it really lets you move along out in the field. What kind of speeds are you getting on a combine like this?
Yeah, so earlier today we were running about 4.5–5 miles an hour. Currently we're running a little slower than that just because we're running down the side of the driveway here.
This combine has a 425 bushel grain tank with the dual wheels.
But you can also have 510 if you go to tracks.
Correct, yep. The tracks have a greater carrying capacity than the wheels do. So when we get in that track unit, we're able to bump up that grain tank capacity to 510 bushels.
So we often think of CLAAS with the TerraTrack, but you also offer these dual wheels, which add some economy to the combine, but they also work very well
We do,
for customers that just want to run tires.
We do, yep. We offer wheels or tracks. Unlike a lot of our competition, the tracks are not an afterthought, they're fully integrated, so you can switch back and forth. So if you've got a wheel machine, you have a wheel machine. If you've got a track machine, it's a track machine. But there is a lot of cost savings to be had there, so if you're someone that's coming from a wheel machine that wants to stay in a wheel machine, well then the wheel will probably be the way to go. lot of questions we get on the CLAAS Combine is about our aluminum ladder that we did not get from Menards. Nice thing about the ladder is that we can pull it off of here, and then we can take this ladder anywhere we want around the combine. So if we come over to this side, we pop open the side, we can see we have rails around the machine that the ladder can hang on to. Now for maintenance, I can climb the ladder and get to variators, various pieces that are hard to reach from the ground without having to get any sort of separate tools or steps or anything. Always got this with us, so always there when we need it.
That's very handy. It's a nice setup to use to access the engine and the other components of the combine.
It is, yep, makes the stuff up there a lot easier to get to.
Hope you've enjoyed spending some time out in the field harvesting corn 16 rows at a time with this CLAAS 8600 Lexion combine. I would like to hear in the comment section below the video if you use CLAAS combines on your farm. Tell me about the model that you're operating and the crops that you harvest with it. If you have appreciated this presentation, I hope that you'll consider subscribing to Big Tractor Power YouTube, where there's over 2,000 videos of farm machines in action. As always, thank you for watching.